Hello, everyone. Sora, OpenAI. It's been all over the news that I've been checking. When OpenAI sent this message through their Discord, actually was out, and I came back and I checked the Discord and I saw this. I was like, okay, let me try and see what's this all about. Believe me, my jaw dropped and I was kind of freaked out. It was exciting and scary at the same time. Now, right here, I'm on the OpenAI site, and this is not the first video that I'd seen when I went to the site. But it was absolutely a magnificent thing to watch, because one thing about OpenAI Sora is that it can go for 60 seconds, whereas all the others like RunwayML and like PixVerse and Pika all go for like 4 or 5 seconds. I think I did a beta video for More AI, and they're up to 5 seconds, and that's the highest I had found at that point. So this one is absolutely mesmerizing. Now, the images are near perfect. In fact, let me go ahead and show you the first image I did see, which was this one right here. Now, look at this. I mean, the background is perfect. She looks really good. She's holding her bag. So I'd say this image is like 90% perfect. The one thing I did realize, and I'm going to move it back over here, is her gait. Look at her legs. And eventually you'll see them kind of warp. She kind of takes a stutter step, and then she takes another stutter step, and then you'll see the legs kind of not right there. The legs are they kind of switch places. So when I say this is 90% perfect, I mean that's significant compared to others, which I'd say were like in the 60% perfection range. So this is the first one that I saw, and it just blew me away, and it also scared the heck out of me. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to test out 3 random prompts from Sora, and I'm going to test them in PixVerse, and I'm going to test them in RunwayML Gen 2, which are 2 of, I think, of the strongest so far. Now, bear in mind, Sora has not even been released to the public yet. This is a research view of it. They're right now, I think they say that they're in team red testing for ethics and all that stuff, as well as testing it with visual artists, professional visual artists, and filmmakers to get more. So we have no idea when this will become public knowledge. When you take a look at this, this is from historical footage of California during the gold rush. This is what it can generate. Imagine creating a movie background, and this is something where you're creating a movie, and this is something that you're panning in as the first scene. It looks incredibly authentic. And I am thoroughly impressed with it. I can't even say that enough, but I have no idea when this is going to come out. No one does until they decide to do it. So I'm saying it, OpenAI, if you're listening, for whatever reason to my videos, I am here for your beta. I volunteer as beta tribute. Okay, so now let's get back to this. I'm going to go ahead and randomly test 3 other images in those 3 different platforms. Now, I'm going to be doing deep dives, or at least walkthroughs, of each of the platforms that I found in these text-to-video platforms. So just stay tuned. But let's go ahead and take a look at what the 3 different videos would look like, starting with Sora and going with RunwayML and then PixVerse. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. This is basically an image of woolly mammoths, which have been extinct for many, many, many moons, like millennia. And, it's basically they're running through snowy meadow. So again, this is a really great rendering video, almost near realistic. So let's take a look and see how it looks in RunwayML first of all. Now, here we are in RunwayML. If you have never tried it before, I suggested you, especially if you're very interested in text-to-video. RunwayML has been around for a while. I'd say maybe more than a year. I think I just found out about it in 2023. So it had been around for a while because people were buzzing about it. Now you can generate image to image and text to image. And it gives you the option of playing around with the camera motion angles, the motion brush, and everything. Now, I have done a video where I go through 15 different pros for Leonardo AI, the pro tips. And one of them was ChatGPT because I'm not a camera person. Same thing goes for camera motion. I would definitely need to kind of lean into ChatGPT for that, just to get an idea of what I can do to make it look realistic. But let's take a look at this first image of the woolly mammoths and see how it comes out. As I said, I will be going into a deep dive of this later, including like what the credit system is like in Gen 1, Gen 2. But for right now, let's just jump right in. So I've got the woolly mammoth text. Let me go ahead and just keep it as is and just generate 4 seconds. Again, this is standard for a lot of platforms, 4 seconds. Maybe in this one, you can actually extend it by another 4 seconds if you want. But that's the limit of it. With Sora coming up with up to 60 seconds of footage that you can generate, that is going to make a lot of these guys kind of, I'd say they'd be happy to see the technology move forward, but of course, they'd also be nervous. So this is going to take a while to generate. So let's go ahead and go to PixVerse and see how this runs out. Okay, so as you can see, in my PixVerse account, I have been playing around with some of the renders, and they're actually pretty good. But here's the layout of PixVerse. You have the prompts over here, and you have some different styles you want to play with. And then you have the ability to generate and just you create over here. They do have a Discord, and you can do a /create in the Discord. But as I have mentioned in previous videos, I'm not really a fan of that. I like an interface like this. It just feels like I have more room to move. So with this one, we're going to go ahead. I put in the text already. It's going to take, I'd say, about a minute to generate. But let me just make sure that I have this. I'm going to go ahead and choose the styles, which is realistic, so that's fine. Realistic, anime, and 3D animation, I think so far are the styles, but there could be more. Again, I'll go through a walkthrough at a different time. But here is what is going to happen. So now it's going to tell me that it's going to take me a little bit. It's going to take a little bit for it to generate. Okay, now RunwayML has done its job, so let's take a look and see how it looks. First of all, it looks absolutely amazing already. So let me go ahead and this is impressive. Yeah, you can see, standard anomalies with the legs and everything. And, this trunk kind of disappeared or shrunk or what have you, but it's still a really good render that you can kind of play around with as time goes by. You can do some editing or some changes within RunwayML, but for a first render of this type, it's really a good one. Okay, so now we're in PixVerse, and already it is really excellent. Let me just blow it up a little bit. Look at that. And then you can see the background. It's actually moving. Its legs are moving. It's not like the pictures are moving or the background is moving around it and it's standing still. This is incredibly impressive. And again, it's just 4 seconds, and it did a really good job. So I'm going to give it 4 stars. I'll give it 4 stars for this one. All right, so let's take a look at the second prompt. Okay, so this is an 8-second view in Sora of it's a drone view of waves crashing against the cliffs, and I guess it's Big Sur. Yes, Big Sur. So let's go ahead and take a look at how RunwayML and PixVerse handle this one. Okay, so now here's the RunwayML version. Let's take a look. This is very impressive. Oh my gosh, look at the way the waves are crashing. It's very dramatic. Love it. Impressive. Really impressive. Now, PixVerse has, a lighthouse, which, oh my gosh, I love this as well because it's a beautiful drone footage you can use for anything, especially if you're trying to promote. This is going to be great for marketers. If they want to promote a certain area and make it really dramatic, and they don't have necessarily drone view, but it can really work for a lot of different scenarios and projects. So this is pretty good so far. Yeah, I think it's very similar to what Sora has, but still impressive. Impressive. Okay, next we have this, basically the picture of a camera following behind a vintage SUV. Of course, this would be great for those who are, if you want to make an action movie or what have you. So let's take a look at how these come out in Runway and PixVerse. Okay, here's what RunwayML has to say about that prompt. Okay, this would be great for a commercial. Like one of those GMC or Ford commercials, rugged like a rock is what I'm thinking from back in the day. This would be cool. This is very good. Love it. And this is PixVerse. You don't see much motion with the trees. They look a little bit too uniform in this one. And you don't really see much of the kicking up of the dirt behind the vehicle. It's mostly before the vehicle. So there are a few, anomalies and stuff. I mean, these trees look way too perfect to be realistic. So yeah, it's still pretty good. So I'll give this one a 3, since you're asking. It's really good, but again, it just kind of looks a little bit too perfect. It needs a little bit more realism to it. Because low power and power outages are too common, I'm using Bluetti's portable solar system to keep my lights on and appliances safe. Click the link below to see if the Bluetti solar power system is right for you. Now, these are just a couple of the competitors for ChatGPT who are really looking to up their game in the time that this research project, and it's, again, Sora is strictly research that they were just releasing some notes on. But there is one competitor I didn't know about until I did research for this video, and I find it very interesting, however slightly limited. Let me show you who I mean. Now, if you've never heard of Emu Video, I wouldn't blame you because I hadn't heard of them either. So, but it was very interesting to find out that this is a Meta, the parent of Facebook, Meta product. They quietly sent it out not long ago. I'd say, again, within the last year. And this is much like Sora. It's a paper, it's a visualization. They're sharing with us the research. But the difference is you can actually try it out. Now, when you try it out, it's kind of limited. You have to actually just come up with a prompt. They give you ideas of what the prompt will be. You're not allowed to really enter anything in the prompt. You just choose whatever you want. So you can see a fawn, Pembroke, Welsh Corgi, and then you choose the Corgi is skateboarding or strumming a guitar at Bondi Beach. Anime manga style, cubist. Right. So they kind of just really kind of handhold the prompting process. You don't have the ability to really let your creativity fly yet. But again, this is just a research thing, and it gives us an idea of what has been out there before Sora came out with its research and what it can do. Now, this is really impressive as a ship driving off the harbor. It looks like an old-time steamship. So that's another really impressive render. So I look forward to seeing what Meta can really come up with later on at the stage. So again, take a look at these, play around with them. I'll leave the links in my description to the different platforms that you can work with. And believe me, I think this is going to be one of many videos about Sora I do. And if I ever get my hands on the beta, I will share those results with you guys. So far, thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next video.